Something I learned very early on in life is that if you want a better life than 99% of people, you are going to need to do what only 1% of people is willing to do. And growing up in the lower middle class, what it made me realize is that people who had money, they lived a much better life than the people who didn't have any. And so for that reason, I made it my mission to become successful. So not only I could do all the things that I wanted, purchase anything, selfishly for myself, but also provide for my family, for the people I love. So after going from struggling financially over 5 years ago to running a profitable consulting business that makes me over $1,000 a day in profit in my early 20s, I've decided to make this video and to share with you what it actually takes to win. Because between you and I, it's time to make 2025 the best year of your life. Do not waste yet another year. So the first thing I would like to share with you is actually pretty controversial. I personally sincerely believe that any motivation is good to take. So what this means is that if you want to become successful so you can prove your haters wrong, great. Use this kind of motivation as a source of fuel. If your only reason for starting a business is because you want to experience luxury, a materialistic life, then okay, great. Use it as a source of motivation to get up every morning and do the hard work. Unlike a lot of people, I'm not going to judge you for any of your desires. Because a lot of people will tell you, oh, I just have a business because I want to impact people, I want to serve people. Well, honestly, they're full of shit. They also want to make a lot of money. And there's nothing wrong with that. People who don't even admit to themselves they want to make a lot of money, people who have a problem with selling, well, guess what? They're usually broke. And I know this from my own experience because I've spoken with hundreds of people, all the way from people wanting to start their business and people making over $100,000 a year and even per month. And so by getting to speak with so many different individuals at different stages in business and in life, I've really been able to see the difference in mentality between average everyday people and extremely successful people. Because for you to be able to get a different outcome in life, to experience a different reality, so to speak, you need to change your actions, the things that you're doing consistently. Einstein said it himself. It's literally the definition of insanity to keep doing the same thing over and over again and to somehow expect a different outcome. If you want different results, you need to start doing different things. But before you can even do that, you need to start thinking differently. You cannot fix your problems with the same thinking that created them. It makes no sense. So I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I started a business for selfish reasons. I didn't start a business because I was so passionate about helping agency owners, coaches, and consultants to book more meetings for their business. I didn't really care about that. I just wanted to make money selfishly for myself and for my family. But then what happened is that when you start seeing success, you fall in love with the work, and now you can cover your basic lifestyle expenses, you can have a pretty cool lifestyle, and so you get to enjoy life fully. And at some point when you reach a certain level, you make so much money that money isn't like the main concern in your life. When you have no money, you obsess over money. But wealthy people, of course, they're like very businessy, and by that what I mean is they want to increase profit, they talk about ways to make their business more successful, to get more clients, or to retain more users, depending on the type of business. However, it comes from a different point of view, because wealthy people obviously have a very different perspective compared to most everyday people. But what you'll notice is that at first, you typically get started for selfish reasons, and there's nothing wrong with that. Own it. And you might think, oh yeah, but I just want to be successful so I can provide for my family. Well, technically, it's still a selfish motivation, because it's about your family, the people that you care about, and there's nothing wrong with that. Before you take care of other people, well, obviously family comes first. But I'll tell you something, the reason why most people fail in business, it's not because they're not smart enough, it's not because they're not talented enough, it's not because of their age, accent, race, or gender, or any of these things. That's excuses we tell ourselves to rationalize why we failed, but it's not the cause of failure, at least not in today's digital age. The reason why most people fail, it's because they quit way too soon. And oftentimes the reason why people quit, it's because they're scared, or they don't have a proven step-by-step process to follow, or simply they lack motivation because they're just not sure what they want out of life, or they don't even admit their deepest, darkest desires. So use any source of motivation you can, good or bad, because that is what will make you get out of bed in the early morning and put in the work relentlessly. I don't have to get up so early in the morning. Like, for context, I wake up at 5 a.m. every day, even on weekends, with certain exceptions of course. But my point is, I could choose to wake up at 10, I could choose to wake up at 8. Nobody's telling me like, look, you have to get up at 5. I do it because I want to, because I enjoy working on my business and growing it. And on this channel, I'm literally sharing with you the whole journey, the whole process. And that's what's amazing, because you can look back at the first videos I posted back in 2022. You can even see some of the videos I posted in 2023, then in 2024, then in 2025, and you can really see a huge evolution just in the way I speak, in my knowledge, or even in this setup, in everything, because my life evolves, because I myself become a different version version of myself. And then what you'll find is that when you start to make more money, it becomes less about making more money for selfish reasons. It becomes about using money as a tool to accomplish your own goals and projects. And that's exactly why you can see so many billionaires, they don't stop working even though they have all the money in the world, and they could spend millions per day for the rest of their lives, they still wouldn't go bankrupt. And that's because I genuinely believe human beings need something to drive them. We need a strong reason, a mission that is bigger than ourselves. To give you an example, for me, sure, I like to make money selfishly for my business, for my family, but at the same time, I choose to do this specifically instead of selling any other type of offer because I want to help ambitious individuals to build profitable consulting businesses too. Because all of my life, I wanted to be successful extremely badly. So I know what it's like to struggle and to suffer because of lack of money. I know some people, they haven't suffered from lack of money, so they don't really have that drive to succeed and to build empires. But if you're watching this channel frequently, then most likely you do have that drive because you grew up in the middle class or the lower middle class and you lacked money, or at least you felt like there was so much more to life than just working a job that you hate just to pay your bills, your taxes, and to have 2 weeks of vacations per year. Because a lot of people, they don't do a job which they love, because that's great if you love your job. Most people, they don't like their job. It just pays the bills and that's all. And it barely gives them any freedom, and to me that's so sad to see. So on that note, if you are an ambitious individual, you're committed to building your business, I've recorded a free video in which I'm going to share with you everything I did step by step to make upwards of $1,000 per day with my own consulting business. And I'm also going to reveal the only 3 activities you need to focus on if you want to make serious money. Or you can also directly apply to book a call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you to build your business. All of the links will be in the description. So now that you know what you want in general for your life, you need to know exactly what you want to achieve by the end of the year. You could set an income goal. It could be something like, before 2026, January 1st, I want to make in total $100,000 with my own business. Because that's a clear, a precise goal. If you simply say, oh, you know what, I'd like to make more money, or oh, I want to get in shape. Okay, that's great, but most likely you won't even do anything about it, and before you realize it, the weeks and the months have flown by. But because you didn't have a precise, a clear goal, you couldn't come up with a strategy, and the execution of that strategy on a daily basis is what gives you results. Like honestly, it sickens me. I see so many people, they expect everything out of nothing. They want to start a business for $0, never spend even just $1. Like come on, you don't have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars nowadays. And yes, you can start businesses with barely any money nowadays, it's completely possible, but I see so many people that are like, oh my god, I have to work a few hours per day on my business, it's too difficult. And then they seriously think they're entitled to like having nice vacations, being driven around in nice cars. I mean, come on, if you want the best things that this world has to offer, you need to be willing to do what only 1% of people is willing to do. So I'm never gonna tell you, oh, it's easy, just click on a few buttons, you'll become a multi-millionaire in 90 days. However, what I'm gonna keep telling you over and over again is that it's worth it. It's worth the struggle. It's worth the sacrifice. I can tell you I've struggled so much. I've made so many mistakes, but that's before I found my mentors. And the thing is, I sacrificed so much to be able to get to where I am today. I had to force myself to overcome all of my fears. I had to at some point spend all my money, and I had nothing left, just so I could invest in myself and get the mentorship and the knowledge I needed. And that was super scary for me to do. But every time I took a risk, it always paid off. Maybe not immediately, but it always did, because in life, you reap what you sow. So I want you to set 2 to maximum 3 main goals for 2025. So one could be related to your health and fitness, one could be related to your business, your finances, and one could be anything else. It could be improving your relationships, finding a partner, it could be overcoming an addiction, it could be learning a language, etc. But I don't suggest you have more than 3 main goals, because at the end of the day, a lot of people overestimate what they can do all at once, but they way underestimate what they can do in like 10 years. The next thing I'd like to share with you is that in 2025, it's time to stop messing around and to start taking your finances seriously. If I had decided to follow the traditional path, which is to work hard in school, to get into a great university, even though you have to spend a lot of money on that degree, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, so then you're massively in debt and you might not even get a job, you know? It's not guaranteed. But that way, if you follow that path, you could maybe hope to get a $50,000 a year job for the rest of your life. And if I had done that, if I had listened to the advice of society, I would have never been able to make thousands of dollars just like that online in my early 20s. In fact, the other day on Christmas Day, I was having this conversation with my father. I told him like, do you realize how insane this is? The fact that I'm able to make money so quickly, so young, on the internet? Like that's insane. A few decades ago, it would have been impossible. Because I mean, to give you some context, at the time I'm recording this video, Google is only 26 years old. So it's not that much older older than me, so it's very recent, which is why you need to get started today, because the longer you wait, the more difficult it's gonna get, because the more people are gonna get started, seize this crazy opportunity, and then it won't be too late. Just like with any kind of opportunity, there's a window of opportunity, but if you don't act quickly, it closes and then it's done, and you never have a guarantee that you're going to come across another crazy opportunity like this in your lifetime. Now I know it can be very confusing to know where to start, and truth be told, there is a lot of misinformation on the internet. There's plenty of people, they will try to get you to start a dropshipping business using paid advertising, but as a beginner, you should stay the hell away from product-based businesses because profit margins are extremely low. You'd only keep 5 to 20% of what you make, meaning on $10,000, you would keep $500 to $2,000. It's not worth it. So if you want to discover how I make upwards of $1,000 per day with my own consulting business, you can check out the free training in the description below, or even directly apply to book a call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you to build your business. Now, something else I'd like to share with you is that you need to capitalize on your unfair advantages. So to begin with, what is an unfair advantage? It's basically your own area of genius. Everyone has one of those. You just have to figure out what yours is. To give you a few examples, maybe you're naturally a great speaker. You could be very eloquent. Maybe you can learn languages easily, like me. Maybe you can be very persuasive, or maybe you have an eye for detail, so you'd be pretty great at graphic design. Or it can simply be that you're determined to learn and to do whatever it takes to find success. And that's also the reason why I despise the international education system, because we're taught intelligence is basically memorizing a bunch of information to recite everything for a test, but that's it. If you can't do that, you're stupid. At least that's what we're told. But there's many different types of intelligence. And nowadays with machines, with artificial intelligence, it's not like we need to memorize information all of the time. And the human body isn't even meant to memorize information. To give you an example, you stop going to the gym, you are going to lose all your muscle. You stop using your laptop or your phone, you will forget the password, because we have something which is called selective memory. What you don't use, you will lose, because rent is due every day. If you work on your business for, let's say, 3 months, you get some clients, amazing, and then you stop, unless you've built systems to automate that business as much as possible, everything is gonna fall apart very quickly. And at some point in the future, it will fall apart because there's no such thing as 100% passive income. The closest thing to passive income, it's investing in things like the stock market or bonds, but I don't suggest you do that until you make a significant amount of money. Before worrying about what to invest in your education, invest in starting a business that will make you more money, and then with that surplus of cash you can invest in different things, the stock market, bonds, even things like real estate or collector items. But at first, your number one obsession needs to be to make more money. And another thing I'd like to share with you is that it's time to prioritize your health as well. In life, if you can run your own business, make a lot of money, do it from anywhere in the world, but your health is trash because you work all the time, I mean, it's not great, which is why you need to absolutely make your health a priority. And it's amazing because with an online business, it's very easy to take care of your health. You can have your time in your day to work out because you pick your own hours, you make your own schedule. So what I want you to do right now is to commit to a workout routine at least 3 times per week, unless you can't exercise for medical reasons. That's the only valid excuse. And you also want to focus on eating mainly whole ingredients, clean healthy food, and having a consistent sleep schedule. Like, don't go to sleep at 2 a.m. and then the next day you go to sleep at 8 p.m. because if you do that, it's like being constantly jet lagged. Of course you won't have any energy, and of course you won't be productive. And the last thing I'd like to share with you is that you need to always go the extra mile. You need to start embracing resistance. You cannot expect to join the top 1% if you're not willing to do what 99% of people are not willing to do. Because if you act like most people, you will be exactly like them. To be able to get to where I am today, I had to make so many sacrifices. I had to take a different route. And at first it was very scary because everybody told me, oh no, you shouldn't do this. You should go to university instead. I never listened because I knew better. You know for you what's best. So don't listen to other people because they don't know better. And especially if they're not business owners themselves, they can't tell you what to do because they have no idea what it's like to build a business and why people do it. Now look, it's time to make a choice. You can keep watching YouTube videos, but most likely you will stay inactive and you won't take action. And only taking action won't give you the life of your dreams. But if you are part of that minority of ambitious individuals who's committed to building their business so they can become financially free, I invite you to check out the free resources in the description below, or to directly apply to book a call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you to start your business. With that said, if you found this video helpful, share it with a friend, and together, let's blow up this YouTube channel to empower more ambitious individuals to become financially free. And when we get to 100,000 subs, I will be giving away $10,000 to thank you all.